Descendant, be careful. Vulgar signals are being detected from inside the communication center.
Quickly, destroy their comms!
These bastards. This doesn't feel like a simple raid. They seem to be after this place.
Descendant has arrived. A perfect trophy for Lord Carell. This is Commander Greg. Deploy the assault ship. Eliminate the Descendant. Go to the base near the theater ruins.
You got it. Headed there now.
What is up with this weather?
Johnson, I know you're trying to use the weather as an excuse to skip the evening shift again. If you need an excuse to do anything, it should be to practice your spearmanship. This may be our home territory, and our neighbors are definitely up to something.
Come on, Graham, we don't have anything valuable here, and our great knights will be able to hold anyone off. I think there's something you should be more worried about. Look at the sky. Does it look strange to you?
Wait until you're my age. My eyes don't work as well as they used to. You're right, though. The sky does look different somehow. This is one of your tricks to try and take the day off, Johnson. I'm going to report it.
It's not, I promise. Look over there.
What was that? Lieutenant? Johnson, you heard that?
Did you see that? There's that fire!
This is no time to make jokes.
All gates have been blocked. And it looks like we've lost all our soldiers.
August bastards.
I'll try to go around.
I'll leave you to it. We'll join you once the communications repeater has been deactivated. That stopped the gunfire. You should be able to enter the communications relay base. Find the communications repeater in this building. Once it's reactivated, we can use the last of the remaining communicators. bogus forces have managed to infiltrate this far in. Protect the repeater until it's fully reactivated. Emergency communicator is still intact. Descendant, they're aiming for the emergency communicator. You have to hurry. Oh, we almost lost the last one. Okay, Descendant, you should join Bunny at the theater outpost. I'll send a sit rep to HQ with the emergency communicator. Wait, Vulgus signals are spiking. What the hell?
You're getting closer, Descendant. But my work here is already complete. All forces, extract the ancestors' data. Transfer it to my command center. I will personally deliver it to Lord Carell.
The Vulgus signals are coming from the Magister lab. Isn't that HQ's target? Oh, this isn't good. I need to report this to Alpha immediately.
Descendant, do you copy? Bunny, Descendant, do you copy? We've received the sitrep from Kingston. How the hell did this happen? Do my staff still think this is all a coincidence?
What exactly do you mean by that, Alpha?
Things went south as soon as the guide arrived in Kingston. And not only that, but it seems the Vulgus are after the same target as we are.
Alpha, that's probably because the enemy has the Iron Heart. I don't think it has anything to do with the guide. We'll have answers once we investigate the Ancestors' facility.
It's too late for that. The Vulgus have surrounded the facility. Descendant, we need you to retake the base seized by the enemy. HQ will review the direction of the operation in the meantime. Over and out.
Did you just hear something? This doesn't feel good. Oh! I'll go scout every... I'll leave the... All right.
The invading Vulcan forces are establishing positions. We need to clear out the building before they really dig in. I'm picking up enemy transmission signals. Be careful. Descendant, I've been informed that the Vulgus transmission system has very limited range. This means there must be an enemy command center somewhere in Kingston. Sightings of a powerful Vulgus unit. We defeat him, the rest will retreat. job, Descendant.
Descendant, Alpha has authorized access to the Ancestors facility.
If you can call that authorization.
It's not your concern. We've exchanged some harsh words, but I will handle it. I decided to go ahead. I had no choice. I respect Alpha's prudence, but I do not want to waste what might be our only opportunity to work with the guide. If our results at the Ancestors facility are positive, Alpha will change his mind. Which is all even in your capable hands.
Vault has established a field power plant in the area. It seems to be linked to the Magister lab. It must be destroyed.
Wait, hold up. Do not shoot at or blow up that power plant unless you want it to explode. You need to detonate the circuits using a high voltage fuse. The construction core can't feature that analysis, so listen carefully. First up, you need to find the facility managers among the enemy forces. They'll be carrying fuses. Once you get your hands on them, stick the fuses on the generators.
Watch carefully.
That was the final generator. Ha! I bet they weren't expecting us to use the fuses like that.
Descendant, Alpha reinforcements have arrived.
It's okay if I don't remind you what to do again, yeah?
I've learned a useful tactic today. Thank you, Captain Harris. From now on, any Vulgus field generators we find will be handled using this method.
the Ancestors facility. I hope we can find something we can use to restore my system. But the Vargas commander has already ordered his troops to extract the data. Are we too late?
The Ancestors' data should not be underestimated. Not only does it have immense capacity, it's also quantum encrypted. Even the Magisters who worked here doing research have said that full data extraction is impossible.
Magisters? Do you mean the technologists who were once allied with the Vulgars?
More importantly, the enemy is after the Ancestors' data as well. Can anyone think why?
Nothing comes to mind. My only guess is that this place is somehow connected to the Ironheart. I'll know once I have the data. Descendant. Unfortunately, none of the Ancestors' data remains in this terminal. I will check the other terminals, but it seems the Vulgus were successful with their extraction.
That can't be right. If it were possible to fully extract the data, then the Magisters would have already done it.
Until recently, it would have been impossible for the Vulgus as well. However, if they have someone on their side who is very familiar with the Ironheart, then it will have been achievable. By applying algorithms from the Ironheart to military applications, electronic warfare capabilities can be greatly improved. I recommend we investigate the other terminals.
Descendant, did you come here looking for me? Or did you come to witness the superior technology of the Vulgus? Commander of the invading Vulgus countries. It is a shame that I am unable to face you directly.
This terminal also does not contain the ancestors' data. However, Descendant, I sense the transmission of the ancestors' data is happening close by. That is most likely where the enemy command center is located. As the enemy sealed off Kingston's network, transmitting data over a long distance would have been impossible. This means we still have an opportunity to retrieve the ancestors' data.
The situation continues to get worse.
But that doesn't mean everything is lost. If we hit the enemy command post now, we can still retrieve the data for the guide.
Now, did you just say retrieve the data for the guide? Got a question about the operation? Just how much do you plan to rely on that guide?
You prefer to keep sending in the investigative corps? How much time have we wasted searching for the Iron Hearts without any leads? Alpha, this is the best opportunity we've had in a century.
Or it could be a trap. The Descendants are Albion's only hope, and now it's like they have a parasite attached to their minds.
This way, Descendant. It seems HQ is faltering. I understand. After all, HQ shoulders the burden of protecting humanity. It is difficult for the fate of humanity to be placed into the hands of something only a few can see. But Descendant, my purpose is the same as yours. Trust me. Do this, and you will retrieve the Iron Heart.
Just get... Descendant. I apologize for my temper. I should also apologize to you, Nell. It seems the divide between our opinions regarding this operation may be too great. I did not authorize the investigation of the Ancestors' facility because I trust the guide. My intention was to prevent the Vulgus from accessing the Ancestors' data. Which is why, regardless of whether I trust her or not, that data must be retrieved. Bunny has identified a number of Vulgus facilities located in the direction of the Grand Square. If we investigate them, we should be able to track down the location of the Vulgus command center where the data is being held. As for the guide, let's continue that discussion after this operation is concluded.
This is Ecker, the Signal Corps Cyber Intel Unit. We've detected the transmission of a huge number of data packets in this zone, requesting mission approval to intercept them. There should be a Vulgus data transmitter nearby. To get near to it, I can hack into it remotely and collect the data. Vulgus is transmitting the ancestors' data to an external location. I'll send the details to Bunny. Thankfully, since they damaged the network infrastructure, transmission speeds have been extremely slow. That came back to bite them.
Hey, Descendant. I was going through Bunny's recon, and I noticed there was a Vulgus battery I hadn't seen before. If we can get the specifications and output, I can figure out why they installed it. Connect your receive to the battery storage container. I'll disable the security remotely. Once the battery pack is exposed, put it in the supply box and send it over. electrical grid is connected underground. The output amount is just right for operating a command center. So the Vulgus command center is underground. I'll let Bunny know.
Ha-ha! Got it! The enemy command center has been identified.
Great work, Bunny. You kept at it until it was done. Thank you.
It's all thanks to everyone who worked hard to find the clues. So, are we planning to hit them right away?
You've already been injured by Karel, so full-scale combat is out of the question for you at the moment. A different Descendant will be tasked with the strike on the Vulgus
Did you hear, Alpha? Time to swap ships, partner. To be honest, I wanted to be the one to capture the Vulgus commander. How infuriating. The operation to retrieve the Ironheart failed, and I got injured. Ugh! That leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I should go swap out my weapons and upgrade my modules if I don't want to be defeated again. Guess I'll head back first. Good luck! See you in Albion!
Intruder alert! Ah, you're finally here, Descendant. I thought you were simply here to stop us. But now I see that wasn't the case. You also want the ancestors' data, and I'm afraid I can't let you take it. Transmit the ancestors' data to those ground! Quickly!
Descendant, if you see the Vulgus data transmitter, please destroy it. At that range, I'll be able to intercept the transmission and secure the data. It's imperative we prevent the Ancestors' data from falling into Karel's hands. Data packets detected. Transmission is taking place close by. We will all be at risk if you do not stop them. Hurry. You should be able to see the data transmitter shortly. I'll prepare myself. Great job, Descendant. I will collect the Ancestors' data. Please focus on the battle. Data packet collection 90% complete. Descendant. I'll wait for the final data transmitter. Wait. The location is...
Descendant, if you want to stop the data transmission, I have the final transmitter. You will be defeated!
Descendant, we need to hurry. The data transmission is almost complete.
Time to try out Lord Corell's gift to me. Precision. Descendant! Die!
Data packet collection 100% complete. Data integrity verified. Descendant, you did it. Thank you for helping me. To all descendants, I have obtained the ancestors' data. With this, I have been able to restore my system. If there are any descendants who can speak to me now, please connect. I would like to speak with you directly. I have vital information.
This is Enzo, standing by to upload records to the command console. If there are any descendants able to respond, please speak to the guide.
Feel a chill? Wanna feel a chill? Wanna feel a chill? feel a chill? Wanna 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 feel a chill? feel a chill? Wanna 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 feel a chill? feel a chill? Wanna feel a chill? Descendant. Thanks to you, the data was located, and I was able to restore my functions. Should my system be damaged again, bringing me into contact with another Ironheart is a fail-safe restoration method. However, should this prove to be impossible, there is an emergency restoration protocol put in place by the ancestors. By collecting particle elements from where the Ironheart was excavated, a similar contact environment can be created. This protocol can also be applied should the Ironheart be damaged. The Vulgus wanted to secure the ancestors' data to obtain this information. When I was separated from the Ironheart that the Vulgus seized was also damaged. The void erosions in the ruins likely occurred due to this damage. And Descendant, there is something else that concerns me. How did the Vulgus know that the Ancestors' facility had this information? The only entities that I can think of who would consider using the system restoration protocol are guides and ancestors. Unless there is an ancestor among the Vulgus. Wait. Descendant, I can sense vibrations. They feel very similar to a void erosion, threatening.
Void dimension link detected. The Colossus is approaching. I repeat, void dimension link detected. A Colossus is approaching. Classification type Great War. All descendants in Alpha. Prepare for intercept battle.
Damn it! Why a Colossus now, of all the times? All personnel, prepare for an intercept battle. Deployable personnel, make your way to Seneca immediately and head to the Void.
Have you completed preparations?
Descendant, ever since Corral caused the void erosion with the Ironheart, the Colossi have become more active. According to my calculations, the expected point of arrival for this Colossus is at the Kingston border. The classification type is Gravewalker, just like the one you encountered at the ruins. That specimen was weaker due to the unexpected nature of the dimensional link. But things will be different this time. If this Colossus manages to enter Ingress, Kingston may be lost to us forever. We must intercept it in the Void Dimension before that happens. I will send you to the Void Dimension once you have finished your battle preparations. May the intercept be successful, Descendant. space-time fabric of the void is extremely illogical. ready to undertake a void and... Good work, Descendant. The Colossus was stronger than average, and you still achieved a resounding victory. However, as long as the dimensional wall remains open, the invasion of the Colossi will never end. Until the dimensional wall is closed, humankind will have no choice but to live with the fear of the Colossi. Descendant, securing the Iron Hearts and closing the dimensional wall, it isn't just to defeat the Vulgus. If we cannot stop the invasion of Ingress by the Colossi, there will be no hope for humanity. Remember your calling. I will focus more attention on monitoring the Void Dimension.
That was a job well done, Descendant. While you were intercepting the Colossus, the guide gave Enzo some important intel. It concerns the next operation, so head back to HQ once you're ready. Descendant, using the Ancestors' data, the guide claims to have discovered a zone where an Ironheart has been excavated. After undergoing emergency restoration protocols at that location, the guide should be able to track the Ironheart. The problem is, the Ironheart excavation site is near a Vulgus munitions factory. It's a weapons production site where cyborg Vulgus, the Legion of Immortality, are manufactured. Sharon and the Colon Special Forces along with Jeremy have been deployed there as the front line, and a bridgehead has been secured. I've assigned you to this operation as well. Sharon has exceptional infiltration skills, but I need someone who can lead the battle. Your mission is to infiltrate the Ironheart excavation site and restore the guide's system. I still have my doubts about the guide. Even for this operation, I'm sending you into the Lion's Den on the strength of her words. But after witnessing the intercept battle, I've made up my mind. We must find the Ironheart and close the dimensional wall as soon as possible. Failure to do so would leave the remnants of humankind to be trampled by the Colossi, even if we win the war against the Vulgus. So, I have decided to put my trust in the strategic value of the guide. For now. Descendant, I leave this operation in your hands. The fate of humanity rests on your shoulders.
Hey there, what can I help you with?
I'll listen to what you have to say. You're here. Welcome to the Vulgus Munitions Factory. You've made quite the impression at Kingston. So much so, I was tempted to recruit you for Colon. But then again, the enemy isn't exactly a pushover. However, now that we have the guide as a strategic asset, I'm sure the trajectory of this war will change drastically. Shall we get started? Based on the coordinates provided by the guide, the Ironheart excavation site is near the enemy's industrial zone. Unfortunately, the exact location needs to be confirmed in person. The coordinates are based on data from the time of the ancestors, and there's a high probability that the topography today will look a little different. I'll do recon around the industrial zone. While I'm doing that, your mission is to create a diversion to draw the enemy's eyes away from me. Even though I have active camouflage, things will be much easier if you can hold the enemy's attention. I'll tell Jeremy to stay behind and provide operational support. Jeremy seems to be unable to link with the guide, so he won't be much use in finding the excavation site. He'll be better deployed using his arcade teleportation abilities as support for your diversion operation. Let's get moving. We need to restore the guide system as soon as possible.
What, me? Support? For crying out loud. Get to the point. Guide! Since when did the higher-ups at Albion conduct operations based on the word of a spirit? No, hey, you think it's funny I can't link with the guide? Alright then, let's consider which descendants aren't able to link with the guide right now. Let's see. It's only me and Alpha, yes? Looks to me like the commander of Albion and the strongest descendant are the only ones who are still sane. If I were you, I'd think carefully about why you've been designated as a bait, and I'm going to do things my way. Don't even think about tagging along. Huh. Do you really think you can even attempt to follow me? With my arcane abilities?
You've been ambushed. Or did you let it happen? As a feint, it worked well. But you mustn't let your guard down. Those Vulgus cyborgs have had quite a few upgrades recently. You may suddenly encounter powerful units that aren't in your database. I'm loading. Oh, we're definitely in Vulgus-occupied territory.
High-level Vulgus closing in. We confirmed it's a new Kuiper-enhanced variant.
It's built from the same material as the one we're after. Make a note in the operations log, number 17. Thanks to the enemies being drawn your way, infiltration is going smoothly. Good job.
Tactical target achieved. Mission accomplished, Descendant.
This is Sharon. I'm transmitting to all Allied forces deployed to this operation. We have an urgent development, requesting backup. Number 17 has received details. All units are to head to the mining outpost.
You have something to tell me? Descendant, we have an urgent report on Sharon.
Are you sure this guide can be trusted? Didn't you
Descendant, I am at a...
How pathetic. A full operation for such a minor target? Guess the Colon Special Forces aren't that special after all. I've sent you a more appropriate mark, so you can show me what you can really do with those highfalutin skills of yours. Get it together, come on!
Sending info on mark. Target, Vulgus Kuiper storage tanks. Descendant, be advised. The storage tanks should not be detonated. The key objective is to disarm security and seize the Kuiper packs stored within. Vulgus used the rare metal Kuiper in a different way to this. Specifically, the way they process it causes massive contamination and contributes to the destruction of the environment in Inc. Research to restore the environment is underway. To help this, you need to seize the Kuiper from the Vulgus. And if you can keep their commander occupied, even better.
Descendant, this place is a Kuiper mine that has been taken over by the Vulgus. The Vulgus' Kuiper mining methods are extremely aggressive, leading to devastating contamination. The ores we see from them are unusual. They must be destroyed. That storage box contains the Kuiper collected by the enemy. Opening it will remove the contaminated Kuiper. Kuiper disassembler operation. Please destroy as much of the Vulgus Kuiper as possible. Tactical aim achieved. Mission accomplished, Descendant.
This is Sharon. Nice work with the support. I've managed to shake off their tracking. I'm scouting for intel around the factory. I've relayed the coordinates. Deactivating active camouflage. I'm alive, thanks to you.
I have to admit, not even my arcade can penetrate the quantum barrier of these security devices. Those rust buckets have put some thought into this.
Operation status, jammer installation complete. Using the jammer to neutralize the distress signal sent by Etterlink should allow us to bypass one of the Vulgus' security measures. Your task is to protect the jammer while I work. Enemy security devices disabled. Mission accomplished.
multi-stage security system, you'll need a unique authentication sequence used by the Legion of Immortality. You need to collect samples from the Legion in good condition and put them in the supply box. These will be analyzed in Albion, and they'll set up a sequence we can use for security authentication. I've received word that the supply box has arrived safely. The authentication sequence is as good as secure. Good job. This is Sharon. All Vulgus security levels have been successfully deactivated. All units regroup at my position to investigate the Ironheart excavation site.
Regroup? Huh. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'll sit this one out, Sharon.
What did you say?
Get to the point. It seems as if all of you have forgotten, so I'll repeat myself one more time, since they're here too. It looks like it'll be a guide-related mission from this point on, which means I can't have anything to do with it, right? You're the one who told me I should be in a supporting role, Sharon, yeah? Since I can't connect to the guide. Report that to HQ however you like. It's not like they have a cell that can hold...
Sharon, give me the order and I will track him.
Let him...
Descendant, although it was not my...
You'll need to leave first, Descendant. Sharon's prosthesis has been damaged from excessive RK use. We'll join you as soon as we can.
Don't worry. You've seen what they're capable of. I hope these repairs can be done quick.
So this is the Ironheart excavation site that was documented in the Ancestors' data. As you must know, the Ironhearts are mysterious entities that somehow made their way to Ingress. They were first discovered by the Architect. The Ironhearts were passed down to the Ancestors, my creators, and the forebears of the Descendants. We don't know why the Ancestors hid all the Ironhearts. But this much is certain. I was created in order to lead you to them. After that, well, we'll come to that once I find you an Ironheart. Descendant, I'm detecting an unusual energy flow nearby. These are traces of Ironheart excavation. Ironheart microparticles confirmed. Initiating emergency restoration protocols to repair damaged systems. Descendant, we have retrieved Ironheart elements from the excavation site. Next, this wasn't just an excavation site. I need to interface with the quantum monolith, a data processor belonging to the ancestors. This device contains my restoration data, which can be copied using Ironheart microparticles. I can guide you there. However, to access the quantum monolith, Descendant, I must undergo authentication here first. I should still have access, as it was my system and memories that were damaged. Please keep the knowledge at bay while the authentication is in progress.
Intruders accessing core asset. Approaching high-risk levels. Initiating facility lockdown procedures.
Descendant, passageways are being blocked from the facility. I'll do my best to find a way out. It won't be easy to maneuver. Please be careful. Site. There must have been countless experiments conducted here using the Ironhearts. Emergency restoration protocols would have been one of them.
complete. Executing Legion of Immortality General Amon's orders.
Access the quantum oneness. Defeat the Vulgus.
The void corrosion has encroached upon my legion.
That is because of an unknown error. It will be fixed momentarily. Complete. The security threat has been neutralized. I have completed all preparations as you commanded.
Begin.
The Legion will be reborn through the Iron Heart.
Rise, my warriors! Give your lives for Clipper! To our enemies! vanguard for me, Al-Zaruk. I will stand at the vanguard of the Legion. Al-Zaruk submits to Lord Karel's command. Transport the Ironheart to my fortress. Initiate the data inversion immediately.
Descendant, even though the Vulgus managed to access the data first, I have been able to restore one of my core functions through the emergency restoration protocol. I am finally able to detect the Ironheart. Let me explain this function and how to utilize it.
Oke deh, tamat. Lanjut kapan-kapan lagi. Thank you yang udah